Let's see here. Getting logged in. All right. Hello, everybody. Ryan here. I think I've got everything working. Sorry for being a couple minutes late. Just took me an extra step to log in. Really appreciate you being here today. Again, this is Ryan, one of the co-founders of Flowmotion Entertainment, bringing you guys fun games like Cooking Crush, previously Cook It, Kitchen Craze, and we're always making Crush better. We got a brand new game also in the works I mentioned before. We're just coming up sort of the testing phase. We call that beta, and then we're getting soft launching, and then we're going to have that one ready for you guys by Christmas. So again, would love to hear where you're from, where you're dialing in from today. Leave me a comment there. I can see them here on my screen. Again, I'm Ryan. I'm calling in live from my father-in-law's backyard. He's created quite the oasis here. Beautiful day here in Saskatchewan. I'm still here visiting family. We're in Regina. Fun fact I mentioned in my last session, it's actually like geographical center of North America, which is kind of fun. I think most people think where they live is the center of the world in a good way. And again, I'm dialing in from Regina. Hopefully everything goes well. Sometimes you hear the odd dog barking, or maybe there's the planes aren't that many these days, but they fly kind of close by. But Ruby from Malaysia, awesome, great to see you. We got Sandra, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, from Puerto Rico. I've never been there, but I've heard great things about both Malaysia and Puerto Rico. Would love to visit. We got Vikram, one of our top fans there, I can see. That's fantastic. Hi, Vikram. Great to see you. Vikram's also on our team here at Flowmotion, taking care of a lot of the amazing graphics that you guys see on social media. And then if you've ever seen some of our ads that got you to play our games, again, would love to hear where you're from. I'm Ryan. I'm up here in Canada today visiting family in Saskatchewan. One of the co-founders of Flowmotion Entertainment, and really appreciate you joining us. Gwendolyn from Fayetteville. You're going to have to help me out with geography. Where's Fayetteville? I'd love to know where that is. I love traveling. We drove here from West Vancouver in Canada here with my family, 3 kids and my wife. It's going to be about 4,000 kilometers round trip, and we got to stop at a lot of fun places along the way. So just love traveling and being able to do that right now. We've got Lenata, awesome to see you. Nupur, hello, great. Thank you guys for joining us. So today, going to give you guys some latest updates, all the great news from Flowmotion and our games. And then our happiness offering this week is all around habits. And they've been so powerful in my own life, and just want to share some stuff with you guys that if it can be at all helpful, and why we've got some great habits in the game as well. So, from Atlanta, Georgia in the United States, fantastic. Thank you guys again for dialing in. We'll make this short, we'll make it useful, we'll make it valuable for you. Please, again, share any comments in terms of what would make these live calls even more helpful for you and more valuable in your life. That's why we're doing them, is to just give you guys even more value, some cool stuff about the games and life in general. So this week's updates on news. Again, would love to hear how you guys are playing in the events, how you're enjoying those. If you're playing them as by yourself, are you playing them with a team? What's your favorite event? Kitchen Rivals, are you finished the game? Are you in the Champions Tournament? How is that going? If you're playing the Great Coin Cookout on the weekends with your team, again, would love to get any feedback you guys have got on those live events. We've got some new ones that we're working on all the time. Again, we put our last new restaurant out now. It's a couple weeks ago. Would love to hear how you guys are enjoying the Peruvian restaurant. It's one of the trickier restaurants that we've made, so probably you guys are getting a good challenge by that one. And so excited to hear how that's doing for you. Again, we've got a new one that's just about ready now. I gave some tips on that one and some sneak previews a couple weeks ago. That one's going to be some delicious tea and treats from Eastern Europe. So that one's just getting wrapped up pretty soon here. And then I've seen some of the art previews for an upcoming one after that one. And all I can say right now is it's a wild one. And so that one's going to be a lot of fun as well. So again, always bringing you guys new content, new updates. We're actually hiring a couple new folks here on our team. We've actually hired one new person who's going to be making the game even more fun, putting some new challenges in there, some fun new features. So that's a new person in addition on our team, and so we're always hiring, we're growing our team. Again, all of it is to serve you guys, to make the game maximum fun. And we've got Dario, one of our co-pilots here at Flowmotion, the original founder. He's dialing in from Langley, British Columbia, in Canada. Great to see you, bud. So yes, So what was I saying? We've got great new, we got new people joining the team, and we're growing our team to bring you guys more and more fun. And again, we're here to serve you. So just let us know. You can either post your comments here, send us a message. Again, we read everything you guys send us. So in the game, there's now a brand new real-time chat feature and a frequently asked questions section in there. There's even some tips and tricks. So check that out. When you go into the settings menu, you can find all new things about the game, how to be more successful in the game, how to earn more gems. And then if you have any questions at all, we have a total guarantee on any purchase you make to make sure that you're happy and fulfilled by the game and your purchase. So write our customer support love team. In the game, there's a real-time chat feature, so they'll get back to you within 5 minutes usually. And so send them any questions you've got. If you've got some suggestions, if you found a bug, if there's a level that's too hard, again, let us know, and we'll make sure we fix it up and get back to you right away. So if you want to write us an email, support@flowmotionentertainment.com. Tell them Ryan sent you, and we'll make sure we take care of you as soon as we can. So that's all I've got for game updates right now. And this week's live share, our happiness offering. And again, we're here to serve you guys, and we do a lot with our own team, so that it's more than just the game. The game's fun, obviously, it's tons of fun. It helps pass the time, maybe just to take your mind off some other things. I play some games, and the reason, if you've played ours, obviously you probably have if you're watching this, in the game we've got what we call our happiness offer wall, and they're a series of daily healthy habits that you can do. Usually it only takes 5, 10, 20 seconds, maybe a minute, and we've put those in there to help encourage you to integrate more daily habits into your life that's going to elevate your happiness. That's why we've put that in there, purely as a gift to you guys, habits that we've learned for ourselves. And then we've also given a reward, which is also super important with habits, is you get a reward at the end of that. So we're giving some gems, which is one of the most valuable things in the game. So again, would love for you guys to make sure you've checked that out, the happiness offer wall. It's in there with a little smiley face. You've got to pass the first few levels if you haven't already to get access to it. And then if you just, I would encourage you to definitely do the habits. Don't just click on the button. That's no fun. You just do the habit. And if you do it every day, these little 30-second, 1-minute habits, especially when you're getting a reward, that starts to create the condition and the habit in for yourself. It's not enough to do it one time. We're going to be adding some streak features. There's a number of different philosophies on habits, but at minimum, it's about frequency. You can do it every day, or you can do a new habit multiple times in one day. The whole point is doing frequency, is doing repetitions to start to build that as an actual habit for yourself. So this has been so valuable in my own life. I remember it was the very first Tony Robbins event I ever went to. I went to it with Dario, who's on the call here today, and man, it was 5 days of extraordinary value. I don't know if you guys, if you know Tony Robbins, put a shout out. If you haven't checked him out, one of the masters in terms of personal growth. Tons of content out there that you can watch. Now he's doing a lot of his events virtual, which is cool. It's a lot easier for you to access his content. He's like 60 now. He's been doing this for 40 years. Anyways, I go to the first event I've ever been to of his, and it's like 5 days of just amazing content. And you're jumping up and down, and you're hugging people, and you're high-fiving, and you're crying, and you're learning all this stuff about yourself. And I was like, wow, of all this amazing content, like, what do I do with it all? How do I integrate it in my own life? And one of the most important things I took away from that first conference that he shared with everyone was habits, and the power of just healthier habits. And I realized that at that time in my life, I didn't really have that many habits every day that I had that helped me feel better, that helped me feel happier, that helped me feel healthier. It was basically brushing my teeth, which is a habit, and I actually probably had other habits that weren't necessarily all that healthy for myself. So that was the first thing I took away from that event was, if I want to feel better, if I want to, do all these great things and achieve all these great results, then I was going to need to put in more healthy habits every single day into my life. So I started reading, just a minimum. Back then it was reading, it was moving my body, it was getting up earlier, it was priming, as Tony calls it, to get into a really good state. Thanks, Pranjal, for sharing the link there to Tony's Instagram account. So I did a number of things from that one event that I started to put into my daily routines. And that year, I hadn't done much physical exercise in quite a while. I was out of shape. That year, with Dario and a bunch of our friends, I did a Tough Mudder, which not everyone's going to know what that is, but basically it's a 20-kilometer obstacle course. So you're running up and down through the woods and the trees, you're jumping into ice cold water, you're climbing up these walls, and you can't do it by yourself. You have to have a team that helps you up. Anyways, I did 2 of those in 1 year. I did 2 half marathons and 2 triathlons, and I really credit a lot of that from not only that event I went to, but more importantly, putting in those habits every single day. Because as you start to put in the little ones and you start to anchor those in as kind of the foundation, then you can build on top of them. And that's what let me. I had some basic ones, brushing my teeth, getting up early. I started meditating. I would start to read really good things into my mind. I would start to then start to do push-ups. I would start to do sit-ups. Then I started running, and then I started swimming, and then I started biking. Anyways, but I didn't just all of a sudden take it all on at once. I just started with little habits, creating the foundation and building on top of those and building on top of those and building on top of those. So that's why we've put these 30-second and 1-minute habits in our game, the Happiness Offer Wall. It's just to give you guys, if you haven't already, a reminder when you're playing to do it. Breathe for a minute and relax. That was my last live call last week. You could do some simple breathing exercises just to calm yourself down, get in a really good relaxed state. So yeah, my habits today are very simple, especially when I'm traveling. I just keep my foundational ones intact. It's getting up early. It's stretching. It's one of the first things I do. I'm getting a little older. I like to make sure that my body's nice and flexible and relaxed, so I stretch. And then once my body's feeling good, then I just meditate. And if it's only for 5 minutes, that's the other beautiful thing is if you just start small, don't set some astronomical goal for yourself that's not going to be sustainable, like, I'm going to meditate for 4 hours every single day. Just start with something very small. I learned a lot from a book called Atomic Habits, and that's how to create these very small habits. Even with meditating, for example, if that's one you wanted to do, if you just sat down and started the motion of like, okay, I'm going to meditate, and that was all you did for 2 weeks was just sit down, that could be the start of your habit. And then you could say, okay, I'll do it for 5 minutes. So then you get into a meditative state, and I can share some more about that on another call. But you want to do that just for 5 minutes, and then you could expand it to 10, and then maybe you want to make it 30. But again, you want to build it up in layers and create it so that it's sustainable. This is definitely something I've learned because I used to take on way too much at one time, and then it wasn't sustainable. My wife used to call me a marathon sprinter, so I would just sprint super hard and go big, and then wasn't sustainable. So now I'm building up more of these atomic habits, layer by layer, brick by brick, kind of like you're building a building. And I just want to read a comment here from Kelly, watching from Missouri every week, and loving your thinking on gaming growth and personal growth. Thank you for your comments, Kelly. Really appreciate you dialing in and watching us every week, and really appreciate that you're getting value. So that's why we're doing these. And so yes, on these habits, that's what I've learned from myself. Creating them small, making them achievable, giving yourself a reward afterwards, making them fun, making them consistent. And it's about the frequency and building and building. And again, it's just like building a house, right? You want to start with the foundation. You're going to build it brick by brick. And then eventually, you end up with these incredible routines. And again, the morning is so important because that's really what sets up your day and frames your whole day. So, you definitely don't want to start your morning by just getting up, checking your phone, and all of a sudden you're into the whole whirlwind of it. One of the most important things I've done, especially with young kids and whatnot, is to give myself Sometimes it's only 20 minutes. Maybe it's an hour. I give myself that precious time in the morning to really make sure that I take care of myself and get myself into the best state I can to create the amazing day that I want. And the light's not exactly great here. I apologize that you're getting a view of my father-in-law's oasis here in the background. Hi, Makia. Great to see you. Oh, wait, there, it's a little better. So yes, again, appreciate everyone. We're talking about habits. What I'd love for you guys to do, if you want, one of the other really fun ways is to create accountability and make it more social. That's what I've done a lot of times, is to help myself out. What we've done also as a team here at Flowmotion is we've created these challenges. So we all share the new habit that we want to create, and then we share how we're doing every single day. And we've actually had a little sheet where we track it all. So if you want, I would love if you're up for the challenge and you really want to create a new habit or a set of habits, you really want to feel better, you want to create more health, maybe you want to create more happiness, maybe you want to create more success and prosperity, whatever that is in your life that you want to create more of, or maybe it's stuff you want to create less of if you've got habits you want to break. I would love if you're willing to share that in the comments here on this post, share it on the feed of that habit you're wanting to create now. This is where it starts, is this commitment and getting some accountability, making some fun out of it. It's amazing the power of what happens when you actually share it out loud. And if you don't feel comfortable on our thread here, then share it with a friend, share it with family, share it with someone else who's going to help hold you, to that accountability, and they can share one with you, and now you can make it a fun game to get it together. All right, so I've got a couple more comments here. I kind of missed the old challenges. Maybe, Christy, you could help me out with what those were. Yes, and we've got a question here. Why cooking games? What's the idea behind it? I'll tell you what, at the very end, I'll just finish up my thing on habits here, and then I'll answer some of your questions. So please post them. What I want to finish up on habits here is a little bit of a challenge. So share your new habit you want to create, or share the habit you're ready to break. This is where the commitment starts. You might not know how, but watch this. As I mentioned, you're going to do little things every day. I suggest reading Atomic Habits. You can check that out. I suggest Googling Tony Robbins. You can check out priming. You can check out how to create healthy habits. And it all starts here if you're ready to do something new. You can do the daily happiness offer wall in our game. That's another great way. And if you even want, you could share your morning routine. I know some of our players have shared those in the past. You can make a little video and just share what's working for you. I take a big glass of lemon water is also super important in my morning before I have my coffee that I love. It's really important to take care of your body, take care of your mind. So here's the challenge. Share the new habit you want to create, share the habit you want to break, share your morning routine if you've already got something that's working for you. I'd love to see it. And that'll really help other people get some ideas as well. Like, oh, cool, I didn't know you do that, or I could do that too. So yes, that's the challenge. Would love to make this more social, and would love to see that from you guys. So put those in the comments. All right, Christy, love what you guys do. Really appreciate that. Thank you for your feedback. Again, guys, we're here for you. Let us know how we can improve. We've got, one of our values as a company is growth mindset, which means that we're always wanting feedback. We want to know how we can be better, so let us know. I'm Ryan. I really appreciate you guys dialing in. I'm here to answer any questions. That's why we're doing these live. It's a little extra fun challenge for myself, too. You never know what's going to happen. We've got one question. Yeah, why cooking games? What's the idea behind that? I'll tell a little story here, and then I'll wrap things up. I like to keep these around 20 minutes. Dario and I partnered together 5 years ago now. And we realized that there's a lot of, especially women, that were playing games on their phone. And we had a couple cooking games that were actually doing really well, cooking and time management games. And it was a big eye-opener that 80% of the people playing these games were women, and yet a large amount of the games that were being produced were mostly made by men for men. I'm not saying all, but again, it was kind of 80-20 rule. So we realized that, wow, we could be making more family fun entertainment. We both have kids, and we didn't want to make, violent games. We didn't want to put more of that out into the world. So we thought, great, these cooking and time management games are family fun. There's this largely underserved market out there of a lot of women that are looking for more fun, more games to play. Again, 80% roughly. So we thought, well, why don't we make better games in this category for mostly women around the world? And so we'll make better time management games. You know, the category is cooking, but really it's time management. You know, when you play the game, you're learning how to manage time, right? You're learning how to prioritize things. Oh, I got to serve this person first, and then I got to do this, and then if I upgrade this, I can do better here. So it's really about managing time, which is a super valuable skill for all of us, which I've learned a lot about as well, and that would be a really good thing to share in an upcoming call. So yes, that was the little history there. Is we want to create more family fun entertainment, bring fulfilling games to you guys around the world, and really appreciate all of you guys joining us here today. Let's see here. We've got a couple more comments. I'll quickly answer. I am a sprint and fizzle. And yes, so that's I've done that in the past. I definitely will be making changes to create healthy habits for myself. That's awesome, Kelly. Love to hear that. Please post if you're willing to any of those things that you realize, those habits you want to create. Again, just start small, make them winnable. One really important tip I'll give you on habits before you set in motion these new habits. Really take some time to think about the identity that you want to create for yourself. Who is it that you want to become? Who's that best version of Kelly you know you are and that you want to be more of? It starts with that identity, right? For example, if you want to be a championship, I don't know, swimmer, you know, you might look at someone like, again, as a guy example, Michael Phelps. What are his, you know, if that's my identity, being a championship swimmer, what are the habits that someone like that creates? So it really starts with identity, and who, maybe you can find some examples of people in your, you know, in your ecosystem or online, some people that you admire and inspire, because what's happening is they're actually, you know, that's a part of you that you see in them, so they're just reflecting it back to you, and you get to become that. And so that is what you know, that's the greatest identity that you have for yourself. And so it starts with that. Okay, that's the greatest version of me. That's the person I'm going to become more of. Now, what are those habits that I need to put in today and make sure that these habits align with that person I want to become? That's a super important step. Otherwise, you're kind of just doing stuff. So come up with that identity, that greatest version of you that you know you already, you know, you have that inside of you and you want to bring more of that out of you. And then you take on these daily habits that helps bring that out. So super important thing I forgot about. All right, a couple more things. So that's awesome, Kelly. Appreciate that. Dario, breaking the habit of no phone during dinner with my family. That's a huge one as well. They've done some studies where just having your phone out on the table, and you'll probably notice this yourself now. If you have it out on the table, or even in your pocket and it's buzzing, or especially if you have it on the table and you're trying to talk to someone, it actually lowers the quality of the conversation. And especially now we're so wired to be like looking about it or thinking about it. Anyways, put it away, put it in another room, off the table. That's awesome. Thanks, Dario. Christy, my daughter loves Cooking Country. That's amazing. That's awesome. Makia, lemon water daily. That's so important to put that healthy thing in your body. Nourish yourself first, and then go and have an amazing day. Thomas, awesome to see you. Habits are life changers. They can add to your vitality or take away. Super important. Thomas has got one of the most disciplined. He's one of the most disciplined people I know. In terms of creating habits, I don't know. I don't under-exaggerate. Maybe I should get him on here to talk about this. He's had some amazing streaks of consistency in the discipline that he creates for himself and making sure that he does these things every day. Thomas, maybe you could even share how many days in a row you've been doing your meditating and your push-ups. We're not just talking days here, folks. We're not talking weeks. We're talking months and years. And so it's just incredible. Thomas is a very close friend of mine. So yes, it's possible, but he started small. Again, would love for you guys to share what habits you're going to create, which ones you want to break, what's that identity that you have for yourself that you know you want to become more of. And thank you, everybody, for joining us here today. Huge love to you all. Again, I'm Ryan, dialing in from Regina here in this beautiful backyard. Thank you all for dialing in. Thank you for playing our games. And we're here to continue to make all of our lives better and better. And as this journey we're on called life. So awesome. Thanks, guys. Have an awesome rest of your day. Appreciate y'all. Take care.